Alright, so this is going to be my review of the first two volumes of Rainbow Rowell's She-Hulk series. These were sent to me a little while ago by my good friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again for sending me these comics. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing a review of both volumes. I really was thinking about doing a review of volumes 1 and 2, but what stopped me was, like, there wasn't enough for me to do a review of both. After reading both, I was like, there's really not a lot I can say here that isn't what I'm gonna say in the previous video. So it really just kind of came down to, man, it really just feels like I'm just gonna say the same thing over again, so why not just do that, like, talk about both in once. So here we go. So the story is that Jen Walters is putting her life back again, and they even bring that up as, like, yeah, this isn't the first time I haven't brought my, put my life back together. And more or less, her, Janet the Wasp has given her a apartment. She's got a new place working for Mallory Brooks, who is a deep-cut character who used to defend supervillains, but now is very anti-metahuman clients. That's a whole thing. And, yeah, Jen is just trying to get back into the swing of things. But, however, her life gets turned upside down when Jack of Hearts shows up. Jack of Hearts? Who's Jack of Hearts? Glad you asked. Jack of Hearts is a Avengers character who never really had a lot to do with Jennifer. In fact, they bring that up several times, where Jack didn't really do a lot with Jennifer. He was an Avenger, and he was a cosmic character, but really, he had died during the events of somewhere in the events of Avengers Disassemble, but now he's been resurrected. Which I'm actually like, really? He's just now back? Like, for some reason, when I realized that Jack of Hearts had been dead since Avengers, somewhere a little after, or somewhere before or after Avengers Disassemble, I was like, really? He's been dead that long? Holy shit, has he been gone for a while? Kudos for Rainbow Rowell, for doing this, for bringing Jack of Hearts back. I don't know who was asking, but yeah. So the whole thing is that Jack of Hearts consumes gamma energy, and the last time he saw Jen, he almost killed her by accident. But now his powers are waning, and Jen tries desperately to keep him away from the other Avengers and keep his life a secret. Why, you may ask? Because the last time this happened, Tony put him in an isolation cube and left him there and forgot about him. So Jen is trying to keep him out of isolation, but at the same time, I'm like, you couldn't bring this up to, like, Reed or your cousin. Bruce would probably think of something. Well, Bruce is off being the Hulk, and although, to be fair, she couldn't really call Bruce because he had gone into the multiverse during Donny Cates' run, and that's where it was running. So yeah, you could have gone to Reed. You could have gone to Moon Girl. Jen, you could have gone to Lunella, and she wouldn't tell Tony. She wouldn't tell Reed either. And I know Hank's dead. Or Ultron. Whatever the fuck they're doing with him now. But yeah, there's so many people you could have gone to that aren't named Tony Stark. It's kind of a hit here. And yeah, I will also say that this comic, not to its detriment, is not a action book. If you're looking for, like, fun fisticuffs action, you're not going to find it here. What you are going to find here is more of, like, slice of life kind of stories. Oh yeah, there's fights here, but that's really not the point. Like, yeah, She-Hulk does smash stuff, but the whole point of it is that it's more of a slice of life, almost like a soap opera kind of story. It's very soap opera-y. And in a world where Marvel has a lot of deep action type comics, it's nice to see them go back with this kind of She-Hulk, because that's what the original She-Hulk comics were they weren't all, like, deep action. It was more like comedy in a way. Here it's more dry humor. It's almost like Sex and the City kind of humor. And there are entire this reads so much better in trade. I'd be a little annoyed of, like, if I had to read this in trade. And I'm not saying I don't want a storyline where it's more of a romance story And that's really what these first two volumes are, is the budding romance between Jen and Jack. But yeah, it reads way better in trade. It is like, there are some funny moments in here, but the problem is that they really just rehash what they said multiple times, where they're like, I can't touch you, Jen, I might kill you. I know, because of that last time you almost touched me. And they bring that up like 5 times. And it's like, we can't go to Tony. But I'm like, you could go to Tony, you could go to someone else. And the other thing is, like, there's also a great story involving Doctor Doom. I thought that was pretty funny. But the main overarching thing with these 2 volumes, and I assume the 3rd volume, is involving this husband and wife who are experimenting with Gamma, and it goes sideways. And there's actually a very heartbreaking moment in the only time that in these 2 volumes that Jen breaks the 4th wall. I think a lot of people forgot for the longest time that she did that until the Disney show. But yeah, she only breaks the 4th wall once, and it's not for a joke. It's actually kind of heartbreaking, where she's like, I know what this is what you just did. You know, I know what you writers did at Marvel did. You gave me something, and now you gave me Jack, and now you're gonna take him away from me again. You fucking assholes. You do this to me all the time. You know, so it's actually kind of a very gut-wrenching scene of how they implement the 4th wall break. And it's not for a laugh. It's just kind of, it's really sad. Not like, oh, that's pathetic sad. It's like, oh, I feel really bad for Jen now. Kind of sad. But yeah. So do I recommend She-Hulk? Well, that really depends. Do you like slice-of-life comedy dramas with romance? If not, this is not for you. But if you want something that isn't like your superhero punch-up stuff, here you go. I will say that this reads way better in trade. So this is your best option instead of hunting for separate issues. Anyway, so once again, thank you, Chris, for sending me this comic. Like I said, there's really nothing here I could have done both videos, but I was like, there's really not enough I can say about both that I haven't said in one. So I decided to do both volumes. So there you go, guys. That's there's my review. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.